Morrill County Farm Bureau member David Schuler won the 2024 Nebraska Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers Discussion Meet. On the Road for Agriculture, I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network. Schuler received the top score during the final round of the discussion meet contest. Rather than debating, contestants worked to develop a solution to a problem being discussed. He talks more about his family operation and, of course, winning the discussion meet.
Yeah, our family has, I guess I'd be the third generation seed stock producer in my family in Bridgeport, Nebraska. Raise bulls for our customers, the commercial cow-calf space, and bred heifers as well. And I've been around that my entire life. I went to college at University of Nebraska and came back straight to the farm. So I'm about 5 or 6 years in now, still transitioning into it. It's been a wonderful experience. And Farm Bureau, I really got my start, I think, at a collegiate Farm Bureau chapter at UNL. And I did everything backwards, I guess. I started at the state level and did YF&R with Young Farmers and Ranchers, been part of a couple of committees, and now I'm back in Morrill County as a voting delegate and making policy choices on the Morrill County side. So it's fun to see it almost worked in reverse.
For you, this discussion meeting, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And for folks that understand, this is not a debate by any means. This is just a discussion amongst adults sitting in front of a bunch of judges.
Yeah, it's a very unique situation that Farm Bureau has come up with, their little brainchild. And it's been around for 10 or 12, 13 years now. And it's interesting how it's this discussion of developing policy on the grassroots level that we can implement and what can Farm Bureau do more for its members. And it forces us to have that conversation in a respectful manner. We learn how to talk to each other, and the people watching, the audience, are learning as well what we should be doing. And through all that, what we went and discussed yesterday through these 5 main issues that we get to pick from or prepare for, then we get to go to the what you would call the voting process and use and implement what we talked about. And I think more people should be forced to go in this little narrative and this little experience that we go through because we learn a lot of how to do it. What
was your biggest takeaway from the last couple of days?
So the first round, we talked about energy, how domestic energy and freedom and that sorts. And a couple of my competitors made really, really good points about how we need to be respectful with wind and solar energy. How do we come forward with that? How do we initiate more domestic energy in the space? And then the next round, we talked more about recruitment and retainment of Farm Bureau members. How do we respect those who are 53,000 strong in this state while increasing the benefits for many new members to come in the future in diverse farming operations, whether that's in organic or regenerative? How do we find spaces for all in Farm Bureau and be inclusive to them as well as beneficial to them? And that was just a really, really detailed and oriented discussion that I think all 4 of our members at the meet were just wide-eyed and opened from those conversations. It was very enjoyable.
David's next stop, the American Farm Bureau Federation's discussion meet on a national platform coming up in January in San Antonio, Texas. On the Road for Agriculture, you're listening to the Rural Radio Network.